drum sequence.
And the bass line. Create the melody.
Melody programmed.
Now add the people.
Global crowd selection online. Enter access code to share. FSOE. Access granted.
This is A State of Trance podcast with Armin van Buuren.
The latest in trance and progressive every week to your media player. This is the State of Trance podcast. I'm Armin van Buuren, and this week's podcast contains new music and an interview with Susana about her new album. Also, Heatbeat and the podcast classic. We kick off this week's episode with a monster remix that Rafaël did of the new single by Andy Moor with Jessica Sweetman, In Your Arms. The next tune can be found under Massive in the Trance Dictionary too. Ali and Fila with Coming Home in a beautiful remix by Eximinds.
Done. save my heart for a rainy day. I wanna show and give it all, not wait for you to let love flow. I don't save my heart for a rainy day.
Playing you some previews of the great album of Susana, which is out now. It's called Brave. You heard her team up with Estonian producer Beat Service. A different world. Last week, Susana paid A State of Trance a visit to talk about her new album. Let's hear what she talked about. You're on the verge of releasing your second artist album, the follow-up to Closer, called Brave. Are you such a brave girl?
I think we all have our brave and not so brave moments. Actually, there are a couple of reasons why I decided to call the album Brave. First of all, it refers to the track Brave, which I wrote about how it takes courage sometimes to open up, show your vulnerable side and fall in love. Also, getting in touch with that vulnerable side and showing it is something that vocalists are doing constantly, either to produce touching vocals or during performances. And as an album title, Brave also refers to how it takes courage to step out of your comfort zone and aim at making your dreams come true, which is not always an easy thing to do, but I really believe that fortune favors the brave. So yeah, basically Brave can be a metaphor for many things, and I hope people will be able to relate to that and to the album, of course.
This week's A State of Trance album features about Susana's new album Brave. We heard some bits and pieces of the album on the show already. What is your absolute favorite track from the album?
Oh, it's always so hard to pick favorites. I mean, I feel connected to different tracks for different reasons. For example, lyrically, Brave is the most personal track on the album for me. And then there's Down to Nothing, which is a great track to perform live. And I mean, I could go on like this, but I don't want to be a bad sport, so if I have to choose one, I would say Brave.
And you're touring a lot lately. What's coming up next? A Brave world tour?
Well, a world tour would be great, of course. But from the top of my head, Ukraine is coming up, as well as Prague and hopefully some more gigs in Asia. I had my first Asian performance in Taiwan in April, which was a lot of fun, great experience, so I'd be looking forward to going back to that region. And we've been talking about a small tour in the Middle East, possibly. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to get to share Brave with a lot of different crowds the coming months.
Thanks, Susana. We continue with another track from her album. Here is Only You with Shogun.
Sometimes I look into your innocent eyes, and I find
This is the State of Trance podcast.
And only you bring me peace. Only you bring me ease. Only you. Only you. Only you. And only you bring me peace.
playing you the highlights of my normal radio show, A State of Trance, in the podcast. Remind me to ask these guys what is the meaning of the track title. You just heard Heatbeat with Chow. Really curious to see what that means. Still to come, the State of Trance podcast classic. Every week you can suggest a classic through email, armin@astateoftrance.com. Talking about emails, some shouts that came in. Simon Lefave from Toronto, Canada shouts out to his buddy P-Rob. Rosie Colligan from Mexico sends a happy 17th birthday shout out to her friend Pam. And Ross van Leonte shouts out to his girlfriend Julia in Calgary, Alberta in Canada. Alexandro Blanco from Chihuahua, Mexico wishes Alondra Gasson a happy birthday. Up next, as requested by Dennis Volkovs, my own track with Susana, Shivers. So let me know which classic you would like to hear. Send me your request, armin@astateoftrance.com.
Going back in time with a classic. Only for the State of Trance podcast.
That's it for this week. I'll see you next week for a new podcast.
For more info and previous editions of the podcast, visit arminradio.com or youtube.com/Armin van Buuren. Until next time.
For more info, check www.armadamusic.com.